So it is time. This is the Infinite Game, and I want to talk to you guys really about something that's really important. I think is very vital for you to save money and also make money in the sports car market. And I will say, really, people need to reevaluate their expectations on the sports car market. It's not that you should just expect, oh, only thing's going to go up 10% or 20%. It's more so of what kind of cars you should be buying. So the issue is that in the past 2 years, we've been having a bull run of sports cars, and sports cars have dominated, and there have been cars that have gone up, like Luca base Prism PSA 10 went from $60 to $70 to 2,100, and that's with the increasing pop counts. As the pop counts stayed the same, who knows? They could have been 5,000, you're close to $10,000. That's an issue, and that's not including all the silvers and how much they went up, and all the other cars and how much they went up. So a lot of the cars literally 80x for some, others have 10xed at some point in time. And the issue is people were buying cars from flippers, and that's the thing. A lot of flippers are getting hurt, and then investors who are buying from flippers, those are the people who lost the most money in the last, probably since October time frame till now, because people just been buying for whatever flippers are saying. And also maybe buying for some investors that are more shorter term, maybe 6 months or a year type investing. And that's the thing that people really need to understand, that the other thing is the amount of base cards getting graded, not just base cards, but 80s and 90s cards that are getting graded. So the base and a lot of these junk wax era cards are going to continue to go down in price. These ultra modern stuff, so really 2017 for basketball and up, that stuff is going to decrease in price. It's going to constantly decrease in price because there's so much more is going to hit supply, especially base cars. People say, oh, Jason Tatum, there's not that many cars, but there's going to be way more cars hitting the market. More people are going to be open wax because of just a whole buying into box breaks, and buying in for a slot to watch someone open a pack for you to hopefully get a card, or a really nice card. And a lot of times people send those cards into grading. I do see in the future, though, a lot of these base cards that will be coming out won't be sent in for grading, at least for PSA, because stuff is going to be way, much more expensive. So that could be a good thing, but it's just one of those issues where all the stuff they've been sending in from, last year around this time until now, you got to keep grading those things. And the real big thing, this is vital. So the thing about this is that 5x difference between refractors, let's say the silver card, prism silver, to base. And you can see this with a lot of other refractors where there was a 5x difference, where base would sell for a certain price, let's say $200, but the refractor would sell for 1,000. That's not the case anymore. Is not the case anymore because people are down on base and they're high on refractors because they're more rare. It's harder to get the shiny card. I spent years and years as a kid into Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Dragon Ball Z and Digimon and stuff like that. And I can tell you, just people just love the shiny stuff more. And not just refractors, but refractor serial number. I think this is going to cause a lot of issues for people because people are going to start saying buy the refractors or whatever, and not everybody's going to be able to buy into it. But a lot of people just buy refractor stuff. If you can't buy a 10, buy a 9. If you can't buy a 9, buy an 8.5, from either SGC or BGS or CSG or wherever. That's going to be a problem because people just think, oh, it's perfectly safe. There is no 100% safe way If it was, then everybody would make money and everyone would be a millionaire. It doesn't work that way. So that's something that people really need to be careful of, because it's going to go from this pattern from base to refractors, a non-serial number parallels, which different kind of refractors, maybe pink ice or orange ice, let's say for prism or something like that, or hyper or something like that, to then serial number like blue prism, red prism, purple prism, mojo, serial number out of whatever 199 or something, or out of 99. The lower the serial number, the better. But like, people need to be careful still, because that's not going to be what you think it is going to be. So the other thing is that then people are going to be like, oh well, by serial number patches, memorabilia can be more rare, but they can overproduce those too. And then same with autographs, sticker autographs, when it's like on card autographs. Like, that's the thing. I mean, you want to buy the rarest thing possible, and it's just smarter to save money to do that. But that's something that people really need to focus on. So instead of 5x, you could be seeing differentials now where it's 7x, 10x, 15x, 20x. And I think I think base cards are going to slowly continue to go down to the point where they're going to become fairly priced. And I think the refractor things are going to actually become the overpriced cards. That's something I think people need to be careful with. The other thing is, a big reason why cards went down, especially for the Jordan card, is when the cards were going up. PWCC got 40 PSA 10 cards in. 40. Not a couple of them, 40. Out of 318, they got 40 of them in. 20 of them they sold privately, but if they didn't do that and they just put auctions for all of them, those cars probably would have plummeted to $100,000, maybe 80 or 90,000. That would have been massive panic, and the crash or dip or correction or whatever you want to call it would have been much worse. So that's the thing that people aren't really understanding. When cars go up exponentially, 10x, 15, whatever, when a year it was, you can get them at 48,000, and many people bought those 1986 Fleer Michael Jordan PSA 10 cars for 25,000, and now they're going to sell them for 700,000. They could go to 1 million. Like, you're going to make profit on that. Like, I don't, especially if you have multiple, you're going to send a bunch of them in just to make profit. It just doesn't make sense for you not to try to take profit off of it. Like, not doing that is actually kind of greedy. But the reason why you do that is because, well, it's not even the reason why you do that. One of the issues that happen is that you just have too much supply. And the card is rare, but it becomes less rare because so many people are trying to sell that card. And that's just PWCC. There are other people and other auction houses trying to sell the card too. So it's a high demand, high quantity, and people are you're gonna get instant six figures for it. I mean, that could be life change. You can buy a house and a car. I mean, you can do a lot of things. If you're in debt, you can pay off your debts and all that stuff. So I think people need to understand that, like, if there's a large population, if there's 2,000 LeBron PSA 10 cards and they go up to 100,000, people are going to be selling them like crazy. They're going to be everywhere, right? Like, that's something that people really need to understand. And that plays a part in correcting the market. The other thing is PWCC, which is a big change. They're only going to be selling one at a time from now on. So you probably won't see major fluctuations as far as going down when it comes to PSA, because everybody's trying to control the market, control supply, and also, in a sense, try to control demand as well. So they're only going to sell one at a time, and I don't think they would take as many as they did in the past. Who knows? They may just sell on other websites, but we'll see. Um, Another thing is that baseball has been pretty stable, and that's considered like the safest play to invest in.